Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast, live from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada.
Making plans with the boys. I'm gonna hit the town. Yeah, I'm gonna make some noise. I'll push past the pain and my wounded pride. I'm gonna live it up. Yeah, stay out all night.
Okay. I don't think it played. I think we interrupted Madonna.
Well, you don't know.
No, I don't know.
You're just guessing.
I am just guessing.
Rude.
Let's just see. The pod track is moving up and down. Streamlabs is... I'm not even on Streamlabs. How am I not on Streamlabs?
Unbelievable.
Doom, 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 doom. Streamlabs
Yeah,
is
there's
moving.
no intro because this one lost track of time. Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
Well, just throw me under the bus, back over me a few times, put my business out of there on the street.
That's my
You
job.
know, they don't know until you tell them this. There could have been a medical emergency. You know, up until they find out I'm fucking it up, they could be sitting there going, you know, there could have been something maybe one of them's dead. Maybe a dog died. Maybe their house burned down.
No.
People give us the benefit of the doubt.
No.
Until you pop the bubble, until you burst it and everything's mad. Welcome to the Gen X Talks podcast. It is 10:01 Los Angeles time, broadcasting from the Loop Studios in Minden, Nevada. And we have a hell of a show.
Thursday, October 23rd, 2005.
2005.
I'm sorry, 2025. Wow, I was thinking of his birth date.
Today's
Sorry.
Briggs' birthday. Briggs, Gen Z kid. He turns 20 years old today. It's a true story. Not even true, it's a story. It's an absolute true story. 20 years ago today.
Oh, yeah. Good times, I think.
It was good. The whole thing was great.
Oh, for you?
Yeah, well, first of all, we have to cover the most obvious thing, which we've stated before.
Oh, brother.
Briggs was, you already know what I'm going to say.
I already know.
Briggs was conceived in a van behind a gas station.
Down by the river.
Down by the river.
Let's not go there. You tell that story all the time. And
When
you know
was the last time I told that story? A year ago.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
I don't bring that up. Oh,
And you exaggerate it to no end.
what part is an exaggeration?
Of all of it.
Was it in a van?
Maybe.
Yeah. Was it behind a gas station?
Possibly.
Were we in Gorman?
I don't recall.
Was it raining?
Maybe.
Then what part of it's a fucking lie? No, you're all, it's exaggerating.
I take the fifth.
Yeah, you better.
I take the
Oh, and then after you became pregnant, we started going to the doctor visits. And what was that doctor's name? I don't remember his name.
Dr. Choi.
Dr. Choi, go to him, and we're getting closer to where he can predict when the baby will be born.
Well, yes. And we were deciding because we had 7 kids at home.
Yeah.
We needed a babysitter.
Yeah,
So we were going to induce labor so we could have somebody there.
but
to
he was
watch the
picking
kids.
when the delivery would be, so
Well,
we
you
would get
two were.
Well,
I wasn't.
no, you were laying there in the chair,
I'm
and
like,
we were.
hello, I'm the one that's pregnant. Nobody's talking to me.
I remember turning around and going, "Could you give us a sec?
Yes.
We're trying to figure this out."
I'm like, I'm the one having the baby here.
And the doctor and I decided you were going to give birth in November, like.
November 14th
Yeah.
is what you said. And I went, oh, hell no.
That's what we decided. So I remember the doctor and I turning around and telling you, all right, so November 14th, we'll come back and we'll have the baby.
I said-
you were so mad that we weren't including you in the conversation.
I was like, I'm not making it another month, people. It was a month. It was like in the middle of October, you guys were discussing it. And I'm like, he's not going to be born in November.
That was funny. So
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
And look, it was October 23rd.
Yeah, that's kind of rude. You weren't following the schedule at all.
Hey, I got him out before the first, first quarter.
We'll get to that. And so the thing is that we're doing our best there. We're trying to plan something out.
Of course you are.
And you guys, you're being rude. We're trying to help out here. We're planning something and you just weren't going for it. Okay, whatever.
No, you don't get it. You guys have no idea what it's like to be pregnant.
So-
I was done being pregnant too.
Yeah, and then your water broke during dinner with your mom
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and your sister
Yeah,
at a
so
Mexican
the Saturday
restaurant.
night, they took me out for dinner and I pushed the food around my plate. I wasn't even hungry. And my mom looked at me and she goes, uh-oh. My mom knew.
Yeah.
She goes, what's wrong? And I go, I don't know. I just don't feel like hungry. And, I just don't. She goes, uh-oh. And lo and behold, thankfully, my sister and mom were in town because when I got home later, my water broke.
Yeah. And
Or
then
it tore. I guess they said later.
it broke, but then we called the doctor and he's like, drive from Bakersfield over the Grapevine in October when it can start raining and snowing on the Grapevine at any minute.
Because we had just moved.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, just go end up in Burbank." We're like, I remember being on the phone going, "Are you sure you want me to drive? Because it's nighttime now. It's going to be like 11 or 12
You
o'clock
thought you
at
were going
night."
to have the baby on the Grapevine.
I did. I'm thinking, okay, what movies have I seen where they deliver babies? I just know that by movies, I need hot water and a towel. I don't even know what for, but that's always what that's always what they say. The CHP officer on the side of the road in the movie, "Get me some hot water and a towel. I'll deliver this baby." And I remember driving in the van, and I was counting how far apart your contractions were by the clock on the dash.
Yes.
And I'm fucking hauling ass trying to get over the Grapevine because it was an hour.
And Briggs had the greatest laugh after everything because they were going to send us home. They go, "Oh, your water just tore."
Yeah.
That's what they said.
We go through all
You're
that.
just leaking. And Briggs probably was going, "Yeah, Mom and Dad."
Yeah, but that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But we got there. The doctor finally comes in the next morning because we got there in the middle
No,
of the
that
night.
was at night because they were sending us home. Remember?
I thought they were sending us home in the morning and you said no. Well, either way, you said no.
Oh, I told it. I said, absolutely
I mean,
not.
I didn't know what to say. I'm like, wait, okay, if the doc says, then maybe we should. You said, "I am not going home. I am not leaving here until we have this." You were mad.
Yes, I
And that
was.
was it. And once you said that, then I turned around and I was like, yeah, that's right. We have discussed this and that's what's going on.
This is not my first rodeo, people.
I did not know you were going to do that. But it
It's
was
funny when you have your first baby,
Yeah.
you follow all the rules.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, whatever you want me to do. Okay, I'll
You're
go
running
home.
around wiping their nose and making sure they're clean.
But no, just being pregnant. You
Sure, it's
just
the
are
same.
following. This time, hell no. I had been around on this
No,
rodeo
it's the
a few
same
times.
thing. It's like they told you, now here's the baby, and the first thing you did was unwrap him.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And they're like, "Well, you're not really supposed to unwrap him." You're like, "Give me the baby,
It's
unwrap."
my baby.
Yeah.
Tell me what to do.
But
so, no, I said,
it's
you
a whole-
induce me. You
Yeah.
go. We're having this baby. I'm not going home.
Now, see, this was something different too. So you're in the stirrups and you're doing the thing, and all the lights are on you, and the doctor says, "Come here, look, you can see the head."
Yeah, you thought this was great.
Well, you could see the top of his head way down in there. And I'm like, holy shit, that's fucking cool. And again, we're talking and you're going, "Could you guys get it on? Let's go. Come
I'm
on,
having
get on with it."
contractions and they're just having a great time looking at my hoo-ha.
Yeah, but then he grabbed the head
Oh, yeah.
and twisted it. And I about flipped out. He reached down, grabs Briggs by the top of the head and turns it. Turn left, turn right, turn left, turn right. Like he's
yeah, it felt great.
I was like, "You're breaking his fucking neck, dude. What are you doing?" And Dr. Troy's like, "Trust me, man, I got this. I could." And baby came out.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
He's not telling about how they looked like they were looking down a catcher. Like they sat down there like they were going to catch him.
Yeah.
And sitting down there discussing the whole thing. And I'm in stirrups. Hello, people.
I'm
having a baby here.
No doctor has ever let me look that closely, explain stuff with the head. I just hadn't seen it. Thought it was interesting.
Goodness.
That's so anyway, I like also how after he was delivered, half an hour after Briggs came into the world, then your epidural kicked in.
Yes. Because I don't remember how I got from the delivery room to
you're
my
like,
room. I have no clue. You left me too.
You go, "I'm feeling good now." And then you're like, "It's a little late, but I'll take it." No, yeah. With the moment that he was delivered, they whisk him off to clean him up. They weigh him. They take him.
You were
and
like,
then-
I'm out.
Yeah, I went with him.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
And then I was in the room for them cleaning, weighing the circumcision, which the doctor goes, "You can't be in here." I go, "Yeah, I'm going to be." I mean, I remember telling him, like, and our doctor told the doctors, the nurses and stuff, he's like, "Just let this guy go with him."
And he did it. My doctor, Dr.
Yeah.
Choi, did the
So
paid him
he
to
let
do
me
it.
go. But then even when they put him in that little portable crib bassinet looking thing, and when all the fathers are standing behind the glass
Not you.
and all the babies were in, whatever nursery or whatever room that is, there's, at the time there was 30 little bassinets or bins in there and they all had babies.
Right.
And all the fathers are standing outside the glass. I'm inside. I was in the room. I got pictures of me standing over him. I took pictures of the fathers behind the glass.
And where was his wife? He doesn't know. He doesn't care.
They were taking care of you.
Right.
You were fine.
Well, yeah.
We're in a hospital.
What the hell?
What can go wrong?
No big deal.
Yeah. So
Just gave birth.
yeah, the hard part
He was a little guy, though.
the hard part was over.
Yeah, he
I
was
didn't-
6 pounds, like 12 ounces. He was
So I went with him. I stayed with him for the first 2 or 3 hours, I think.
yeah, not with his wife.
But it was nice of you.
Not the wife that just gave him, a son.
You did. The hard part was over. What do you want? You want a little gold star on your forehead? You want a pat on the back? Should I have given you a hearty handshake? I said thank you, and then I took off. I had to watch the kid.
My goodness.
But the other good thing was this was Saturday night driving down there. So Sunday, you did a good job. You got him out before football because he was born at 10:22. No, he was born at 10:22 on 10:23. When did the game start? The game started at 10?
Yeah, the game started.
Oh,
10.
I guess you're right. It's in the first quarter.
So
Yeah.
in about 11 more minutes, Briggs will officially be 20.
That's right.
During the podcast.
In 11 minutes, he will turn 20.
And for those of you that know, he is working today. He is working on his birthday.
Yep.
He went into work.
Yep. Didn't even care. He's
Welcome
like,
to adulthood.
welcome to being a grown-ass man.
So he does get to pick dinner tonight.
I want to say one thing about his work ethic. He hurt himself pretty bad. Like he came home with a cut on his hand and you were like, go to the hospital, get it stitched. You were looking at it like, well, it's deep. And he's like, nah, I'm okay. But he came into me. I go, well, because it was hard for him to use his hand to hold or pull or do anything. And that's what he does at work with electrical. And I said, what are you going to do? He goes, nothing. I'm going to work tomorrow because I'm going to put a bandage on it, tape it up, put a glove. I'm going to work. And I didn't even press him on this. I just said, right on. Well, keep trucking. And he just looked up. He goes, that's a blue collar thing, right, Dad? He goes, you go to work hurt? And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, me too. And walked out of the room. He just wanted to say he fits in with me, with Grandpa. Grandpa would go, Uncle Joe would go to work. He really was taking a minute to say, I'm like you guys. I don't care if I'm hurting. And it really did hurt him. He goes, I don't care. I'm going in. And now he's fine, of course.
And you know what his Uncle Joe did?
What's that?
Sun Valley Fox. He put that super glue on it and said, suck it up, boy. Like,
right. Yeah.
that was it.
But that's Briggs' thing. Is like, even at 20 years old, because I know a lot of 20-year-olds that whine and complain. They don't even want to work at Taco Bell. Oh, I can't go in. The wind's blowing the wrong direction. I don't want to go to work today. I am so pleased that Briggs just goes, I don't care. Can't keep me from my job. And that kid still gets up. And they're having him drive in an hour early now. So he's leaving, at 5:30 in the morning or sooner, and he's driving an hour and 15 minutes to work. He didn't stop. I am so glad that he has that work ethic because you just don't know with a kid how they're going to be.
Exactly. But he's found something he loves. That makes a big difference. When you love your job, you will do it. Yep. And he really, really loves it.
And he really loves working for Ben, who, of course, is Ben Matlock.
Never lost a case.
Never lost a case. He has a lot of loyalty to Ben. Like if Ben picked up and moved jobs, Briggs would go with him. That's how much he likes working with him and his crew. He likes working with the crew he's got there. So he's in a good spot right now.
He's making friends with some older guys, which is helping him mature too. That's helping a lot. Not saying he doesn't have his high school buddies.
No.
Like he does, but his work ethic, I think, is with having older people working with him and telling him how it goes. That helps too.
And the kid gets to pick birthday dinner. My wife always lets every child pick whatever they want for their birthday dinner, and she literally doesn't care if they wanted something that was $800. She'd go. I mean, she's never told them no, ever. And luckily, I like it when kids pick peanut butter and jelly.
Not this kid. Not this year.
So what are we having tonight?
He wants steak, potatoes, and green beans. Actually, he loves green beans. So he wants a steak.
Good for him.
Has he seen the prices of steak these days? That's what he wants. Well, and then I made him...
Maybe someone will Venmo you the money for a steak. And
I highly doubt that. It's okay. I also made him a chocolate cake, a Devil's Food chocolate cake from scratch. With chocolate frosting. That's what he wanted. Chocolate cake with chocolate frosting.
What does that mean, from scratch?
Meaning with homemade ingredients. Home ingredients.
Okay, but why do they call it scratch?
No preservatives. No nothing.
Preservatives are scratch?
Are not.
Right. Preservatives are scratch. That's what I'm asking is like, what's the word scratch mean? Where did that come from?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good thing.
I think, if I had to guess, I think my grandmother...
Homemade ingredients?
No, I think my grandmother told me one time that and I'm going to get this a little bit wrong, but I think she said they used to scratch the cutting board like with a knife. They'd go whoosh, whoosh, put a little X on it and then begin. That was the beginning. Your cutting board was clean, or you started from scratch. They scratched the cutting board
from the beginning, probably.
Yeah, that's the first thing they did, like a good luck thing. She'd take a knife and just go click click on the cutting board, and that was you scratch the cutting board to begin, or something along that line. I think that's where scratch came from. Was that? I mean, now in the KGXT room, which you're supposed to be watching right now, someone will know. Someone in the chat room will know.
I just want you to know, Danny H is fired. He just told. He goes, WW Armando and Sons for all your birthday steak needs.
Yeah, that doesn't help you pay for it. That just tells us.
An asshole.
Yeah, he's not. Danny H isn't like, hey, I'd like to help out. Here's $40 towards the steak. All Danny H is doing is going, hey, go over there and get it.
Grab the steaks.
I'm just telling you where they are. They're really expensive, but there's no doubt they're the best ones around. So it's worth every penny to go there. Also, I want to talk. If anyone needs to be fired, you and Dr. McDreamy need to be fired. Both.
Why
of
is that?
Because you're both liars.
About
Bold
what?
face in my gut, smack me around in my face. Both of you are liars. Yuck water.
What about it?
What is it supposed to do? Why do I take the yuck water? What's it for?
Electrolytes. Make you feel good, hydrated.
Yeah, they don't make you feel good. But
makes me feel good.
Dr. McDreamy said it's supposed to improve your memory. It's supposed to help you with stuff like that. That's what he told me.
So your memory's shit?
No, it's not shit, but I can tell it's not working because I've taken yuck water every day, sometimes twice a day, and then...
Well, you can't remember all your girlfriend's names?
The other day, what the fuck is that noise?
That's the trash truck. Keep going.
So
we have trash here in town, you know?
Yeah, I know.
The trash truck comes by.
I got it.
You know, you were supposed to take the trash out last night.
I went to take the trash out.
After your show yesterday, your world show, I called you and said, hey, could you take the trash can to the street because the trash is getting picked up tomorrow?
Right.
Yeah, honey, I'll be right on it.
No. You said, what did you just tell me right now? You admitted it. Trash goes out tomorrow. As a guy, that's my deadline now.
Tomorrow?
I have to beat the trash guy to the street by tomorrow. Now, I wasn't going to wait till 5 a.m. I know that. But once you say, hey, trash has got to go out, it's got to go out by tomorrow, I'm on it. I got it. So it was after the second show we did yesterday. I went to do the trash and the trash can was gone because you already did it. Okay, fine.
I went and ran an errand because I had to go and you had a staff meeting.
Right.
I come back home and I'm pulling in the driveway and the trash can's not out there. Where is the trash can? Where do we keep the trash can?
In the garage.
In the garage.
Yeah.
So Briggs's truck is there, and then I pull in, and how in the hell are you going to get the trash can out of the truck, out of the garage?
Hi, you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So
I had a glitch.
Yuck water's not working for you either.
I haven't had my yuck water. I have a glitch. So, anyways, I was like,
I could have figured out what do you think? Because if you park in the driveway, now I can't get the trash can out. It's over.
When it went like this, you go, honey, you get the keys and move the truck at 9 o'clock at night, and I'll take the trash out. Well, what's the point of that?
Okay, why when you imitate me do I sound stupid?
Because you are. You guys are really brilliant.
I went to do the trash can. I went to do the job, and it was, well, okay, you didn't say there was a time limit on it. You didn't say...
When I say take the trash cans out, it doesn't mean just like the kids. That doesn't mean when you feel like it. It means take the trash out.
But it does mean when I feel like it.
No.
It means when I feel like it, as long as I get it done before the trash truck gets there. That's all it means. And I was going to do it.
You know, when I'm not around, you and Briggs still don't take the trash out.
Okay, you asked me to do it yesterday. I was doing it. I went to go do it. The trash can was moved. You can't step on my dick about that.
Oh, I am.
The other part, let's go back to Dr. McDreamy being a liar.
He's not.
I can prove yuck water doesn't work. I can prove that Dr. McDreamy's lying.
Because you can't remember your girlfriend's names.
I know every girlfriend's name.
Or how many girls you had sex with.
That's hot. That's a little tougher.
See?
That's a bigger number.
So that's why you're saying it's...
No, because...
It's a bigger number. Hold on a second.
So, the other day, you and I were watching TV, you're watching a movie, and I was trying to tell you about a different movie that certain people were in. We were just talking, and I could picture this actor's face, but I couldn't think of his name. Very famous guy.
Okay.
And I kept trying to tell you, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't remember this guy's name.
Okay.
And I picture the actor in my face perfectly, and I'm like, how come I can't remember his name? Al Pacino. Now...
See, you remembered.
If I can't remember Al Pacino's name, There's no fucking chance yuck water
But you
is working.
just did.
Well, yeah, but then I didn't when I needed to know. Al Pacino. How?
It
There's
doesn't-
no way.
You know what?
There's no way.
There's no time lapse release on the yuck water. You still had a memory. You still did it.
No, I couldn't remember the name when I needed to, when it counted. So here's what I'm telling you.
Oh, here we go.
If you can't remember Al Pacino's name, yuck water is not working. That is now the bar. If I drink yuck water, the first words out of my mouth as I finish the yuck water better be Al Pacino. Because if I can't remember his name or I can't remember to say Al Pacino's name, then the yuck water's not working.
You're so full of shit.
That's really what happened.
You're full of shit.
I'm losing my memory a little bit because I can see Al Pacino's face. I can see him old. I can see him young in The Godfather. Can't remember his name. I can remember Marlon Brando. I can remember James Caan. I can remember everybody, but I couldn't remember Al Pacino.
Maybe you need more yuck water.
No,
Yeah.
that can't be right.
Oh, I believe so. We have not lied.
Well, that is the litmus test from now on. If I drink the yuck water and you point at me, I better just say Al Pacino. If I can't, something's wrong. If I sit there with a blank stare, then you know it's not working.
That's why I have Google with me when I watch a movie.
Why? What's wrong with good old-fashioned remembering?
Because I just want to Google and then find out where these people have been and what they've been in. And I'm like, I recognize that person, but you know.
Well, I'm just telling you, I think both of you lied.
And by the way,
Yeah.
when we're done here, I'm texting my brother. You are in so much trouble.
For what?
You punched me this morning.
Oh, for God's sakes, I did not.
Yes,
that is
you did.
Bullshit. Hold on. No.
I'm telling him that you hit me. You are in so much trouble.
You can tell him that, but I did not punch you. Hold on. I have, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
Oh, please.
Please let me submit this to you. So I'm laying on.
You're going to have all the men listening to this pissed at you. So go ahead.
It's not true.
Go ahead.
I am laying on my side in bed.
Naked.
No. Why do you got to say that part? That's totally irrelevant. I'm covered. I got pillows and blankets on me mostly. In fact, the only part of me that was naked was probably my ass.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm laying on my side.
Uh-huh.
And I have my phone in my right hand, and on my left hand is just laying down my side. It's on my side. It goes from my side across my hip down towards my thigh. I'm just got my hand on my side.
There's a visual for you.
I needed to be clear. I'm laying on my side with my hand also on my side. I didn't know you came up behind me and you like pinched my ass.
I did it.
Or poked. What'd you do?
No, I did it.
Bullshit. What'd you do?
I just ran my hand down your side and then I was coming up like near your arm.
Bullshit.
And you did not.
You touched my ass.
No.
And I flinched.
No, you elbowed me.
Oh, come on. I flicked you.
There was no flick.
I instinctively just went, oh, I got scared. And I just moved my arm
No, you didn't.
towards you and flicked you. That's the most that happened.
In my gut,
I'm telling you,
you didn't flick.
I didn't even know you were going to touch me. You startled me. You poked me. I flinched. I flicked you a little bit. And now you're going to tell everybody.
You're telling everybody you flicked me.
You're going to tell. That's what it was.
I flick your ear. I don't flick your belly.
First of all, I flinched.
No.
Because you touched me. I wasn't expecting it. I jumped. I was a little startled. And I backhanded you with a flick.
No.
That's it. You tell your brother all you want. You got your version and I got the truth. But I'd never punched you. Not even close.
You elbowed me.
Oh my God.
In the gut.
All right. So Briggs the other day.
Oh yeah, change that subject.
There's nowhere else to go with this.
Let's move
flicked
along.
whatever. So Briggs the other day, he keeps driving his truck to work. Temperature's dropping. I know he's only got water in his radiator. No coolant, not a drop of coolant.
I remember this
because he's from California. He's not used to have water in his radiator 24/7. And I kept telling him, you need to drain out the water. You need to put in some coolant. It's going to freeze one night or 2 nights in a row, and you're going to break something. You're going to pop a radiator hose.
That's going to
You're going to break a
expensive.
radiator, and he won't be able to drive to work. Or worse, you can have a problem with your engine.
Okay.
So I finally give up telling him, and I'm like, last warning, I told him, I said, I'm not bugging you about this anymore. If you don't do this, you're going to fuck something up in your truck, and you're not going to work because you're not taking my truck. So he comes home with a gallon of coolant that he bought at a gas station. Did okay. Bought the right stuff. He didn't buy a 50-50 mix. And I told him, you need to drain out the coolant or the water, and you drain out all the water you can. close the valve on the bottom of the radiator, which they call a petcock valve. That's a real name. I'm not just throwing out sexual terminology.
Somebody was.
I said, then you pour all the gallon of coolant in the radiator, start the engine, and then you can top it off with water. And I said, you have to run the engine until the needle, your temperature needle, gets up about at least 1/3 to halfway, because you have to open the thermostat and let the air and coolant cycle through, or you'll get an air bubble.
Do you see this I don't care look on my face?
Yeah.
That's your job.
Yeah, no, I know you don't care, but he goes, okay, I got it. I even went out there while he was doing it. I said, okay, this is good. Drain it out, do your thing, and then fill it up. And I go, do you understand what I told you? He goes, yeah, I got it. Drain it all out, close the valve, fill it up, warm it up, top it off. I said, yeah, but you got to rev it up, fill it up. You got to get the air out. So the next morning he calls me like at 5:45 in the morning, and he wakes me up. I'm like, what do you want? He goes, how come I'm driving and I've got no heat? It's 24 degrees outside. It's like 24, 25 degrees. I'm freezing my fucking ass off. You got to drive all the way to Reno. He goes, there is no heat. The whole inside of the truck is still frozen. And I said,
for him. Good.
I said, well,
Lesson learned.
He goes, what's causing that? He goes, did I get the wrong coolant? I go, no.
Sounds like you did the wrong procedure.
Yeah, I go, you didn't do what I told you. There's an air bubble in there, and now the air bubble's in your heater core, and you can't get it out, and you're going to freeze. He goes, well, what do I do? I said, well, I'll tell you, but if you don't follow these instructions, it's going to happen again. I said, go to work and park it. About lunchtime, walk out there, pop the hood, engine's been sitting for a while, take the radiator cap off, and it's going to look like it's empty. He goes, no, it was full. I go, trust me. I go, right now as you're driving it, you're working all the air bubbles to the top. That's all you're going to see. He goes, oh, I don't think so. So he comes home that night. I said, did your heater work? He goes, yep. I said, did it look like it was empty? He goes, yep. I said, did you fill it up? He goes, yeah, I grabbed some coolant from work, filled it up. I'm good to go. So now he shouldn't
be freezing his ass off on the way to work.
I was going to say he won't break something because now it won't freeze. And he also has some warmth. But I stopped him and I said, I tell you the procedure on something so you have the opportunity to do it right. If you take a shortcut, like you often do, there's going to be consequences. You're going to fuck shit up. I go, just do what I tell you. He goes, I got you, Dad. I got you. So anyway,
That's funny.
He's back, but he's not freezing.
Tell everybody the update on Briggs because it's going to happen between now and the next podcast.
So
he's got a very big.
By the way, he's now officially 20.
Woo! He's officially 20.
Yeah. And he's going to New York.
Yes. I love the city name.
New York?
No, the city in New York that he's going to. He's going to New York State.
Yeah. Where's the city?
Fishkill, New York.
Fishkill?
Why would somebody name the city Fishkill? I live in Fishkill, New York.
It sounds like the name of a town downriver from a nuclear plant.
It's kind of scary, yeah.
It's like,
makes me wonder.
All the fish die here because of the nuclear plant up the road, and so we call it Fishkill because all the fish wash up. That's what popped into my mind, Fishkill.
Yeah, I'm kind of cautious about that going there for Halloween, too.
Don't eat the fish. That's the first rule. So it was kind of... I was proud of him for how he handled it because I guess...
Well, tell him what happened. This guy came
just
into
about
work.
to.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's start over. I'm sort of proud of him for how he handled this because it was sort of weird. This guy, another guy who's kind of equal to Ben, it sounds like, in a different part of this big company, came into Tesla where Ben has his crews working and said, hey, can you guys be without a few people? I got to pull some people from all these jobs and we got to go to New York. I need a couple of crews. So he's, you don't just take one crew and take them. You take like one guy from 5 crews and that builds your team or however many he's doing. And Briggs said, yeah, I'd love to go. I'll go. But he told the guy right on the spot, you got to clear this with Ben.
Right.
I mean, his first thing was, I'm loyal to Ben and I'm not going to go unless he says it's okay. And then he did talk to Ben a couple times in person and said, hey, just so you know, I'm not, what happens sometimes with this type of a situation, guys like being gone on the road, they're making more money. They're doing this and then they go back to another job like that and another job. And a guy like Ben can end up losing a guy or two to a situation. People like, you know what? I like you, Ben, but I like being on the road making this money more. I'm leaving. So, I'm sure that crossed Ben's mind a little bit, but Briggs went in on his own and stood across the desk and said, hey, man, just so you know, I'm coming back. I want to be an electrician, and I only want to work for you. So I'm coming. A little reassuring on that. And then,
he's not doing electric work over there either.
No, he's doing something else. I'm not.
He told me what it is. Burlington Coat Factory is building an actual factory, not just the name.
Yeah.
And he's going to be putting together
conveyor belts.
Conveyor belts. That's what he's doing. Some sort of like construction, which is great experience for him. He's supposed to be gone 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, this place is supposed to be massive. They got a ton of crews, and everybody's just supposed to start screwing together and assembling. So I guess they got the building built, the insulation's in, the electricals run, the lights.
They're just building.
But now they have to put in these big machines, and because of the size of this place, they're like, look, we need 50 guys. 60 guys working all over this thing all at once. I don't want to take 6 months to assemble this. He's like, I want it done in 5 weeks.
So they also told him he'd be working 10-hour days for 6 days, 6 out of the 7 days. That's a lot of demand for a 20-year-old.
And a lot of overtime. And they bumped his pay to go. So, he's going to have some cash.
We totally supported him and said, go. If, he has no ties, he's not married, doesn't have kids, go.
Go try this.
See what it's like. He's never been to New York. And then I was saying to him, as a mom, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my baby. I'm gone. I went through that thing. And then I was like, oh, it's okay. Josh Maddox isn't far from there. And Trippy Pineapple and Sammy aren't too far from there. Yeah. And now people are chiming in on Discord going, we're not that far from there. So,
there's a lot of people. And I think Fishkill is an hour north of
the city
of New York City.
I don't know.
So people that are like, wait a minute, that's not too far from where they might be 2 hours away from New York City, but they're only 1 hour away from Fishkill. Now they're like, hey, I could go see him. We could go hang out. We could go grab dinner.
So I feel better as a mom going, okay, well, my baby has enough people around him. If he runs, because the thing I'm worried about is right now the weather is pretty similar to us. If he stays for the 6 weeks, he's going into December. He's never experienced winter.
Nope.
Like that
anywhere
situation. So I'm like, he won't be prepared. And I don't know. I don't even know. Did he say they were renting him a car? Like
they can't. He's under 25.
Oh shit. So how's he going to get to work?
He's going to try to ride a shotgun with one of the other guys on the crew, because they're all supposed to be staying at the same hotel. So he's going to try to do that, or he has to Uber every time he goes.
Oh, that's going to get expensive.
Yeah. But he's trying to work that out with other people that are going like, hey, can I, if we're in the same hotel, can I go with you? The problem is that, like you said, he's never experienced a harsh winter anywhere. I mean,
he doesn't even have the clothes.
Southern California is not bad.
Right.
So there's extreme summers, but not extreme winters, really.
Yeah, I would, if he would have experienced a winter here and then went, I'd be like, oh, he knows.
Yeah,
like,
he knows.
Done it.
Right.
But he's being thrown into a winter.
Like, the one day he'll go in his California clothes and it'll be freezing. He'll come home and go, I need to Uber to a mall and get some thermal underwear. I need a jacket. I mean, he's going to have to do that. One day he's going to suffer terribly because he doesn't listen. And I was joking, like, don't worry, you're going to be fine. If things get bad, you're at Burlington Coat Factory. Burlington Coat Factory, just get a coat. Yeah. He's like, Dad, there's no coats there yet. We're building the factory. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm joking with you. That was a low torque joke. Come on.
Yeah, somebody just asked if he was going to be back for Vegas in January. He's supposed to. He's supposed to be back at the latest, the middle of December. So,
by the way, I had a staff meeting yesterday without you, and one of the things I learned from staff was we don't got to worry about January. We don't got to worry about Vegas. They told me, don't fucking worry about it right now.
Why?
Because they told me I should be worrying about things in front of my face, like things that are happening right now. So I just want you to know, because of staff, I no longer have to think about Las Vegas. I don't got to plan it. I don't got to talk to anybody.
Okay, cool.
If the VIP rooms get all booked up because I didn't go check into it early, if the rooms get booked up because I didn't get a room, we'll just remind staff, you told me not to worry about it. You told me not to think about it, so funny. I didn't.
He'll be... Anyways, he's leaving this Sunday, so it didn't give him a whole lot of time to prep, but I'm going to help him pack. We're going to pack as much as possible. And he'll take some stuff with him. He's supposed to be in a Hilton hotel, but, I'm prepping him like, you got to find a way to wash your clothes. You've got to find a way to get food. I don't know what the Hilton provides or whatever.
I told him to bring...
This is good experience for him.
I said, bring 10 days worth of clothes. Because you may think, oh, I'll just do this. I'll wash every 3 days. No, you won't.
No.
No one does that.
No, he'll be so tired. But it'll work out. This is good for him. It's a real good learning.
Getting a call
experience.
from Folsom.
Folsom, California.
Like where the prison is, Folsom Prison.
Do you have somebody there?
I almost want to
have a
answer
buddy?
it. I can answer it. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Somebody wants to give us a loan. I'm sure. That's what
I think
is.
it was, I don't know, Folsom Prison calls. You got to answer.
Oh, my
I was waiting
goodness.
for it to be collect call from like.
Johnny Cash? Okay. Who is dead, by the way, but
Yeah,
you know.
that'd have been a weird phone call.
Yeah.
Thought you were dead, man.
So anyway, Briggs is going to be disappearing on Sunday.
4 to 6 weeks. Yep.
We'll fill you in if we hear something. I don't know if we'll have time to fill. There's time change, and
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm in the mom zone right now, just so everybody knows. He doesn't talk to me about shit.
Not much. He used to, but he kind of grew out of you.
He's now in dad mode.
He's in dad mode. Yeah.
He'll be back. These
But
6 weeks, he's going to come back and really love
Yeah,
on his
he's going
mom.
to love on his mom.
He's going to want some homemade meals and go, Mom,
Well, it's your behavior that has driven him away.
my behavior.
Yep. You're kind of weird.
I am not weird.
You're weird. That's why he doesn't pay as much attention to you. Would you like an example? I have
Because
one.
I'm a girl.
No, you're just weird.
I am not weird.
You say bless you when the dogs sneeze.
I always talk to my dogs.
Okay, that you can't bless a dog.
Why can't I?
I heard the dog sneeze the other day and you said bless you and moved
Of course
on.
I did.
Okay, I'm telling you this. Okay,
That's not weird.
this is weird and it drives people away. People will no
I
longer
talk
want
to
to be
my
around.
dogs all the time. I go, okay, it's dinner time, and I talk to them and tell them I'm going out to get food, and I come
get
back.
that
and
because dogs kind of know when you're like it's time to eat. They know get in the truck. They know
There's
that.
nothing wrong with
go
saying-
outside. They understand commands. They don't understand when you say bless you when they sneeze. They have no fucking clue to what you just did.
yes, they do.
Oh my god. Okay, I told you,
I am not weird.
You're acting a little bit weird. I'm just saying, and that may be why Briggs has a little distance. I'm just saying.
Okay, let's move on. So we did the podcast last Thursday, but we still didn't have our truck back. Do you remember?
No, I think I talked about it a little bit during one of the Bottom of the Glass shows, but yeah, and the summary of it for those of you that don't know, I'll provide this for your dancing and listening pleasure. Took the truck in because I was having a little bit of a transmission problem. I could feel a shudder at about 1100 RPM, and I thought maybe it was a bad motor mount, maybe it was a throttle position sensor dead spot. Came to the conclusion it might be a torque converter, but I don't know. So I took it in there and had them look at it, but they couldn't make it replicate the noise. So I drove down there, drove with them. I showed them the noise very clearly, like, okay, we got you now. We know what we're looking for. But because they're doing warranty work, I know what it's like being a dealership mechanic and not at warranty work sucks. You don't get paid. You barely get paid. It's horrible. And so I threw on the ticket, some customer pay work. I said, hey, service the transmission, service the gearboxes, a couple of those things I could do in the driveway, but you give them a couple bucks. You want to be part of the community. You want to be a dick about it. So I threw some gravy on there, as we say in the industry, threw some gravy on there. But when they went to service the transmission, you have to drop a part of the exhaust. And Mauricio, the service advisor, calls me and says, yeah, we got a problem. The exhaust bolts are stripped. And that's not covered under warranty, and you're going to have to pay time and labor and bolts. And I'm like, okay, why? And he said, well, it's your fault. Because someone had been into the transmission servicing it before and already done this, and they're saying they fucked up the bolts. I reminded them it was another GM dealership. I said I bought a GMC product. I took it to a GMC dealership. It is now at another GMC dealership. Guess what? This is not my problem. I don't know whose problem it is, but we know it's not mine. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to as a customer. So he's trying to talk to the other dealership. They're saying, fuck off. We're not paying for that. And so I drive down there and I go out and I say, show me the bolts. Let's see what we're talking about here. Now there's 6 exhaust bolts on the collector pipes, 3 on each side. All 6 of the bolts, they're actually studs is what they are. They're studs and they have nuts on them. So I said all 6 of the threads look fine. One nut was a little bit rounded. And I'm telling the service writer, we're both looking at it. We're under the thing with flashlights. I go, that's it. If you're telling me that you can't get that bolt off, give me some tools. I'll get that off right now. I mean, I'm standing here. I'll do it. And like, well. And so they finally get Matt. Now, Matt's a transmission guy. He comes over and cool cat. Young kid. He's 28, but he looks like he's 12. I can't believe how young these kids are working on, my stuff. And by kid, I mean anybody that younger than me is a kid. Anybody older than me is an old man.
You're just getting old.
Where the line goes. Yeah, the old men are getting fewer in this world.
You wish you were that cocky, arrogant mechanic.
Yeah.
Because you were back in the day.
So he says, and we get him involved, and we got Vince over there. Vince is like the shop foreman. So we're all collectively standing around, and I'm like, just give me a fucking wrench. I'll take this off. Because I knew I could, even rounded or not. That was not in a tough spot. But see, Matt came in and cleared it up. He's like, look, that's not the problem. I can't get the nuts off. I'm putting a socket on it, and as I go to back the nuts off, they're binding up. I put heat on them. I put WD-40 on it. I put some PB Blaster, whatever. He goes, not coming off. As I'm taking this thing off, it's going to destroy the threads. I got you. Now I understand. I go home, and I thought about it that night, and I went back the next morning, first thing, and I said, I want to sit down with the service manager. So Mauricio comes along.
I bet you he was sweating.
No, I think the guy was actually pretty cool. I think his name was Adrian.
Okay.
It was Aiden or Adrian, but I think it was Adrian. He was a young guy for a service manager. He's pretty young to be a service manager. But I was watching him handle a bunch of other stuff before it was my turn. The dude was friendly, and he's sharp. And he knows the business end of it. He knew how to talk to people on the business side. It's very cool. So we go in his office, and I tell Mauricio, I say, well, tell him, catch him up to speed where we're at. Tell him the story. He goes, well, I already told him. And I said, well, tell him again.
I'm here.
I want to tell him again in front of me right now. So he says, well, we go in there for this work, this stuff, and the bolts are stripped, and we're stopped there because someone's got to pay for it. GM's not going to pay for it. And at this point in the story, the service manager's like, okay, GM's not going to pay for this, so you are. And I stopped, and I said, okay, stop right there with the strip bolt thing. I said, you're saying that the other dealership screwed up the threads. And Mauricio says, yeah, they messed with threads. And I said, okay, did we not look at all the bolts? Did we not see the threads of all the studs on there? He goes, yeah. I said, were any of them damaged? They all looked perfect. He goes, oh, come to think of it, yeah, they were perfect. I said, then if the other shop put the nuts on crooked, put them on cross-threaded, used an air gun and just ran those nuts up, I said, wouldn't all those threads look fucked up because you just ran a nut sideways up the threads? They clearly put them on correctly because the threads are perfect.
Right.
He goes, oh, yeah, you're right. And I didn't think about it live in person that day. I thought about it that night. So then I turned to the service manager and I said, so clearly the other shop assembled it correctly. And this is just a nut and bolt problem because back in the day, years ago, we learned, hey, guess who's here?
Who?
Your dryer guy.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
I'll finish telling this story. Okay. So clearly, I told the service manager, I said the nuts were put on correctly. They didn't bind up. They assembled them right. They tightened them right. There's no damage to the threads. There's no damage to the nuts. But we learned years ago, if you have two exact metals, if you have an exact bolt and nut that are the same exact metal, they will bind up. They heat and contract and expand all at the same rate. And if you have dissimilar a little bit, that works great. So that's why a lot of engines, they have dissimilar metals for the nuts and the bolts so they're not identical. That's just been something they learned a long time ago. I said, so I guess right now what we're talking about is not workmanship. This is a GM problem. And before I let the service manager reply, I was nice and I said, I turned to Mauricio in front of the service manager and I said, did I not add a bunch of customer pay stuff on there for you guys? He goes, yeah, you did. I said, are some of those things I probably could have done myself? I didn't need to pay you to do it. And Mauricio goes, yeah, you probably could have. And I said, did I ever even ask you the price? He goes, no, you come to think of it, you didn't. You didn't ask me the price. I said, no, I was throwing you guys some work because I know it's warranty bullshit. I said, and then I turned back to the service manager. I said, and when I dropped it off, I bought boxes of donuts for you guys. I said, I'm giving you customer pay work. I'm doing everything I can to be a good customer. And the service manager Adrian first says, he goes, well, the truck's very old. And GM doesn't pay for corrosion, which is essentially what we would be calling this. And then Mauricio says, well, the truck's a year and a half old. And Adrian goes, oh, I thought we were dealing with an old rig. He goes, oh, we'll cover it under warranty. Just like that, he goes, yeah, if it's new, I can get you covered. I'll take care of the whole thing. He even said he'd sign off on it. He goes, I'll sign off on it. Don't need to, but I will. And everything got done. Everything got fixed. They saved me on the bill. It was $750 that they saved us on the bill. And everything came out great and still has the vibration. They did an update. They did a service, but it still has that little vibration, but it's improved quite a bit. And now that it's on record, if it happens again and I do have a problem outside of warranty, I'm still covered because I brought it up during the warranty. And then I went down it was kind of funny. I was going down on Wednesday, yesterday, and I went and was going to bring the guys some pizzas and say thanks out, because mechanics, man, they dig food. You guys want to score points, you bring food to a mechanic and you get a lot of shit done. A lot of extra shit gets done. So I went in there and I was on my way to go do that. Big Mike Perkins, who's on staff here, says he had to go down to the same dealership to get something checked on his car. And I said, well, go check with Mauricio. So I guess they bumped him to the front of the line, scanned his car, took care of him real quick and said, okay, we got what you're looking at. Here's why. Little explanation. Mike was in and out of that dealership like in 20 minutes and he was gone. I show up with the pizzas and Mauricio ran out. He says, hey, I took care of your guy. I took care of Mike Perkins for you. I wish I could have done more for him, but we scanned it. We talked about it. We got him out the door. I said, well, man, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Oh, super helpful. And I said, and so I'm handing Mauricio this pizza. Actually, I think I handed him two. And Matt walked up, and Matt's looking at me like, dude, I'm the mechanic.
Yeah, I'm the one that did the work.
He goes, look at me. I said, Matt, don't worry. There's a pizza on your toolbox right now, because I knew which one's his. And I gave Vince 2 pizzas to pass around to the guys.
Yeah.
I gave Matt his own, and I brought 2 from Mauricio. But I remember handing to Mauricio and the other service riders. I'm standing there being loud, going, "This is for my favorite service rider, the best guy around." I wanted everybody who could hear go, how come we don't have customers like that?
That's cool.
So just gave them some donuts and a couple of pizzas. And I'm showing them that I'm a good customer. And when there's extra stuff that needs to be done, when there's questionable stuff, could it be covered under warranty? Could it be covered under customer pay? These guys will always do everything they can for warranty because we're friends now. And they show that I'm not a demanding, customer. I'm trying to be friendly. But now these guys, for the rest of my life, will go out of their way to help me and my friends do stuff. They just will.
Yeah. When you own the shop down in California, and I worked down there for about a year,
yeah,
I can't believe the amount of donuts and pizzas that came into that shop.
Absolutely.
I was like, my goodness.
Yep. All the time. And
I can't eat like you guys.
well, and they bring it in.
I'm like, can I have a salad?
Yeah, they just want to be. These customers come in like, look, they're willing to pay for their work,
right?
But they're like, look, could you put me to the front of the line? Could you give me a little extra attention? Yeah, absolutely. If you're going to help us, we're going to help you. But now these guys at this dealership, not only were they great guys to begin with, but you just, if you're treating them good, they treat you good. If you treat them better, they treat you better. That's just human nature.
Oh yeah,
that's not saying. I'm sure the owner of the dealership would say, no, we treat everybody the same and everybody's our number one customer. Yeah, I know. I got that. But the truth of the matter is that people respond to how you treat them and how you behave. So
absolutely.
Mike Perkins was took advantage of that, which he's supposed to. He got in and out. And I'm glad that Gen X Talks is making an impression on these guys and we're doing a good thing because they're already good people down there. So far, everybody I've met has been wonderful. And so that's how that went.
I have a funny story to tell you about last weekend.
Wait, can I tell you one more thing? I kind of overstepped my bounds a little bit, but I don't really care.
About what?
The dealership.
What'd you do?
Well, they now they're gathered around me and they're like, well, really appreciate you sending us people. And I said, well, yeah. I said, I'm sending people and doing stuff for you first, hoping you reciprocate. And you are. So this is great. And just so you know, my brother-in-law was going to buy a brand new truck in Reno. I told him to come here, and he paid cash for a big brand new truck. You're welcome. No, they don't know that he always goes there anyway. Okay. He doesn't know. But see, this puts your brother in a tough spot. Sun Valley Fox now if he comes in there, which he will, he'll come in there for some service where I go, oh, yeah, the Gen X dad, the general, Gen X Talks. Yeah, that's my brother-in-law. And he'll get put to the front of the line. But if he does that, he's going to be kind of admitting that I made him buy his truck there. If he comes in and says, I was buying my truck here, I've been coming to this dealership for 30 years, blah, 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 they're going to go, oh, so you're not with Gen X Talks.
Oh.
So now he's got a decision to make.
Wow. Okay. Okay, so let me tell my story about last weekend.
Okay, go ahead.
So we went over to the Foxhole for the garage show Friday night.
Yeah.
And we hardlined to my brother's.
Whoa. You're really going to skip over the part where you fucked everything up? I was so mad at you.
When did I mess up?
I'll tell you. I can't believe you're going to tell this story. What is the rule 30 minutes before showtime? Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God. I wasn't even talking to you.
No, you were right next to me showing.
I was talking to my brother.
You weren't paying attention to all this.
It wasn't all about you.
No, the
Everything
show
was set up.
It wasn't. Did we have the hard line hooked up? No. And you forgot because you're on your phone showing your brother stupid videos 7 minutes before the show starts. I'm trying to get everything dialed in and done. And you know the rules. Stop being on your phone.
I'm not talking about that right now.
How convenient.
Yes, I know.
I told you, quit talking,
here we go.
Quit going, pay attention. Pay attention. Let's double check our work. Let's make sure the show is ready.
You've now just lost Badonkadonk tonight.
Why? Why?
You're throwing my shit on the table here.
Because you never follow the rule. And guess what? So the hard line wasn't installed as we started the show because you sloughed it off and wanted to go look at TikTok videos. So that's how it started. Now tell the story about the hard line. Go ahead.
So, wow. I don't know if I want to now.
Good, because I got a part 2.
No.
So you put the hard line in.
I didn't do it.
Your brother did. Sorry. We go get the hard line. We put it in, but the show is kind of already going. We're logging in and we're doing stuff. And as soon as we do, Streamlabs doesn't see the hard line. So I have to shut Streamlabs down and bring it back up to see the hard line, which wasn't put on time because you're not doing your fucking job. And after we start the show, none of the cameras worked. And I'm thinking, why didn't the camera work? So I have to reset the camera. Why doesn't the microphone work? Have to reset the microphone. Then it dawns on me 20 minutes into the show, oh shit, we had to reset Streamlabs. Why did we have to reset Streamlabs? Because of the hard line. Why wasn't the hard line in? Because you're over there 7 minutes before the show fucking watching videos when you should have been doing your job. So this whole thing gets fucked up because you're sloppy.
Wow.
That's how that whole thing went. I told your brother that I know she was showing you. He apologized. He's like, I'm sorry she was showing me videos. I didn't know it was that important. I go, she does, and she doesn't give a shit. Yeah, you. I'm looking right at you. So we did get it figured out. But next time we do a show 30 minutes before, your phone better be face down.
All right, he's done.
Yeah, I'm done.
He's done.
I feel like I'm done.
So the show goes and I go to set up my laptop and I couldn't get on the internet at all.
Wi-Fi, right?
Wi-Fi. I'm sorry. I couldn't get on the Wi-Fi at all. My laptop was like dead. And I was like, that is so weird.
You know, when you started saying that, you were trying to hustle and get things. You were trying to figure out the cameras. I couldn't figure them out either.
I was multitasking that night for the first time. I was moving cameras. I was doing mics.
You did
I was
so
running
good.
the whole thing. And I was like, this is the first time I've ever done that.
You did so good with
now I'm doing good.
Look, I will throw you under the bus when you fuck up, but I will also give you praise when you did something right. I'm telling you,
remember, that's going to
you really
bite
hustled.
You in the ass.
You hustled stuff up that night, and part of it was I was sitting behind the counter with the cameras on, and you're looking at me going, I can't get on the Wi-Fi. And I'm like, you always get on the Wi-Fi. That's a no-brainer.
I know, it was really weird. So I ditched my laptop and was working off my phone, and it was really hard.
What about when the microphones died and you had to ad-lib everything?
Yeah, when you guys walked out to the back of the property, the mics went out, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do? I can't ad-lib. I don't know how to do this.
You could see what we were doing, but you had no audio.
And so staff is like pumping me up on the thread going, you could do it. You could do it. I'm like, oh my God, I do not want to talk about this. I don't know what to do. So yeah, I guess I did okay.
It worked out so funny. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, there was some dead air.
Because you're sitting there going, he's pulling out a hammer. He's hitting the starter
Let's
with
hit
a
that
hammer.
starter.
What is he
I've seen
doing?
you do that before. That's why. I was like, I don't know what's going to do. And then when my brother couldn't move the car, I'm like, it's the little pedal on the right, big boy. Anyways, so Sunday, you left Sunday to go to Vegas.
Right.
I still hadn't had a dryer. My
Right.
dryer broke
Right.
after we got back from Oregon.
Yep.
So I'm way behind on laundry, and I'm like, I asked St. Donna if I could come do a couple loads of laundry before the new week started and everything. So my brother goes, come over and watch football. I said, cool. I could watch football. I could do some laundry like I normally do on a Sunday.
Can I ask one question real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Anyways, so I thought,
went to
okay,
watch
this
football.
is cool. So I text him in the morning. I said, okay, we're going to be heading over. Briggs is coming with me. And my brother goes, but we don't have any internet. I'm like, you don't have any internet?
And the
He
night
goes,
before we did, because we did the show.
Friday night. This was Sunday. So,
Sunday.
So
I'm sorry,
I guess
yeah.
this whole weekend he didn't have any internet
right.
or something.
You're right, yeah.
And I was like, that is so weird. Like, and the two things happened. He didn't get his picks in for the pigskin pick'em either. So after the show Saturday night, I had put my phone on the charger, didn't see that St. Donna had texted me and said, oh my God, we're having problems. We can't do the pigskin pick'em. So I saw it in the morning. So we got over there early, and the first thing I said is, hey, I need your login information for Pigskin Pick'em. And I was
Right.
trying to log in so he could at least get half the day.
Sure.
He missed the 10 o'clock games. Anyways, figured that out. He got his picks in. And I'm thinking about the internet. And so I go, you must have pushed something on the router or the modem
Yeah.
or something, because I told him what happened on Friday night, that my laptop wouldn't hook up to the Wi-Fi.
Now, in between this time, he had called me and said, I've been on the phone with Spectrum.
Right.
They've walked me through everything.
Right.
And they can't fix it either.
And he had a Spectrum guy coming out that afternoon, so
Yeah.
still no football. I said to Briggs, I go, hey, could you go check and see? I don't know that much about it, except that it has happened to us in
Yeah.
the past. I go, it really sounds like a button was pushed. And Briggs went in there and goes, I don't see anything. And I said, okay, well, so we sit there all day and we're watching our phones and kind of watching the football games and
You did the
talking
laundry,
and
got your
do all
stuff
that
done.
All of a sudden, the Spectrum guy shows up while Briggs and I are getting ready to leave.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, I'm going to dig right now.
Yeah,
I'm
but
going
you
after my brother.
You actually told me, you called me and said we were getting in the truck to leave.
Yeah.
And you turned, and the Spectrum guy was already done. They were
Yes.
talking in the driveway. He was getting ready to shake hands and
As
leave.
I'm walking out
Yeah.
to the car to leave with Briggs.
He'd been there 1 minute.
Yeah. And I look at the guy right in front of my brother. I go, okay, what'd my brother do? Tell me, what'd he
Yep.
do? And the guy starts laughing.
Because he was there 1 minute.
I said, what'd my brother do? And my brother's like, you're throwing me under the bus? I'm like, oh, yeah, I am. Because I know it had to be something simple.
Yeah.
The guy goes, yeah, it was a button. He must have pushed a button to undo the signal. I went, you've got to be kidding me.
Now, when I asked your brother that, because we drove around the other day, I said, so what exactly happened? And he tells me the whole story, same as you, except for the button part. And it's kind of listen, this is how the Sun Valley Fox describes the button.
Oh, yeah. It was hidden.
I said, what, so it was just something you press? He goes, well, on the router, it's a black router and there's a black button. It's kind of shaded in the area.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of an inconspicuous button. And to be frank with you, the button doesn't take much pressure to click off or on. I mean, you could barely, he went to this whole big thing on the color of the button,
He
the
hit the
location, and it was kind of in a weird area, kind of shaded area. And the button really doesn't take much pressure. It can
Oh,
just,
my
you can
goodness.
kind of graze the button and it moves. And you're like, you could,
So I dug a little deeper. I go, so I missed all day football because of a button that you pushed on Friday. Thanks a lot. Got in the truck and left.
I'm surprised when he called in and got Spectrum on the phone, they're like,
Yeah.
unplug your modem, unplug your router. Let's wait 30 seconds. Check this. No one told him to press the fucking button.
I guess not.
That's not a common thing that
I guess
the
not.
button gets pressed.
So no football for me on Sunday.
No. Anyway, yeah, he fucked that all up. So, but we did learn. This is one thing good for those of you that are watching the Garage Show. We finally learned all of the little things that were going wrong with the cameras, the microphones, the lapel, some other stuff like that. The audio was so bad on the Fox's lapel. But if Jennick's mom had a set of headphones on, she would have heard that and gone, "Oh my God, that's horrible." She could have just reached over and turned it down. I think the next show we do, we've tripped over ourselves so many times. The next show is going to be great. we've really got things dialed in where there's going to be no more technical problems at all. It's really going to be good. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
So do you want to tell me what's on the shower glass this morning? Because
No,
I can't even imagine what
I don't
you were doing. I can sometimes maybe see like what the drawing is, but I can't figure it out at this time. Nope, not
Okay.
a chance. I have no clue what you're doing.
I didn't really want to talk about this because I don't want to talk about the drawing. So if you promise,
So you didn't draw on the glass?
no, I drew on the glass,
Okay.
but I will tell you the quick story on what's going on. If you promise,
You never tell a quick
you
story.
can't ask me what's actually the drawing. If you promise not to ask me, so what's on the glass? After I tell you what was going on, you can't say, okay, what's on the glass? If you promise not to ask that question, I will tell you the story.
I can't ask a follow-up question.
Nope, not about that, because you will. If I tell you briefly what happened, and I'll summarize it for you, it's kind of a silly thing, but you can't go, okay, that's a fucking stupid story, because that's what you're going to tell me. You tell me all my shower drawing stories are dumb. But when I'm done, you can't say, so what were you drawing? As long as you agree to not ask me what was actually on the glass, I will tell you the story.
Okay. I'll sit on my hands and I will keep my mouth shut. Go ahead.
No, tell me, promise me you're not going to ask.
Oh my God.
Say it.
I won't maybe necessarily.
No, I'm not telling you then. Promise her I'm not doing it. I'm serious. I'm not. I don't want to talk about the drawing.
Okay. I promise not to have follow-up questions.
Okay. It started out being like a TikTok or a reel, but it's like this guy was arguing with his wife and they had a little button that clicked to watch the whole thing. It was like a 5-minute video. But this guy him and his wife were arguing because he was talking about pleasuring a woman sexually and different angles, like a sex therapist would say. Like if you could do, here's if you're going to please your woman, do this, do this, do this. So this guy was figuring out all the different angles to please his wife. Different ways. All right. That's not a big deal. Lots of people do that. I'm sure there's books everywhere about
God, I have so many questions right now.
And this guy worked on this for a long time, and his wife goes, "You're a fucking idiot." He goes, "Why?" She goes, "You can't publish this as a book. You can't share this with anybody." And he goes, "Why? I've done all the research. I've done all the measurements. I've tested things out on you. I've got everything set and ready to go. I'm going to make a book and I'm going to sell 1 million copies." And she goes, "You can't. Every woman's different." That's what she told him in the video. Now, his response to me was very much a guy response. He looked at his wife and said, "So what you're saying is, for this book to be accurate, I have to sample many other women to get it right for women." She said, "No, stupid. I'm telling you, stop with the fucking book altogether. It's never going to work. I don't care if you go have sexual encounters with 700 women. That's only 700, and there's 1 million women, and everyone's different, so it's never going to work. Just what I'm telling you is, no, don't go try. I'm telling you to stop."
I still can't ask a question?
And
I guess not.
I'm watched the end. It wasn't a super long video, but they're arguing about
This
this.
explanation is super long.
And my thing was, my takeaway was, I don't think a wife should discourage her husband from trying to get ahead in life. I don't think she should have told him, stop what you're doing. It's not going to work. I think that's very belittling to a human, to a man, to have the wife say, "I know you're trying to make $1 million here, but it's not going to work. Stop trying." That's horrible. What a horrible thing to say.
God, grant me the patience.
That's what I took away from that. So that's all. We're done talking. That was it. All I will tell you is the drawing on the shower was a result of me watching these two argue about that topic. That's it. And then we can move on. Why are you staring at me like that? What happened? Okay, so I told everybody this story down on the show the other night, but I went to the dump and was going to the dump, taking the trailer. I had to take the trailer back to Las Vegas to Dr. Shadowlight, and I had to go to the dump, and I didn't know where this new dump was. And my wife is talking. We have the repair guy here for the washer and dryer. It's taken 2 weeks to get our warranty squared away. And now my wife is out there talking to him, and I'm kind of waiting to see what they say here. He's been doing the work behind the scenes right here. So I was going to go to the dump, and I'd never been to this particular dump. And St. Donna had come in and said, she leaned in the window of the truck while Briggs and I are loading up the trailer and getting things squared away. And she had said, do you know how to get to the dump? Now, not only do I not know how to get to the dump, I'm thinking maybe St. Donna is not the first choice in getting directions. And I said, why, no, Donna, I do not know how to get to the dump. She leans in the passenger window. Yeah, go ahead.
Mac needs to tell you what's wrong with the dryer. It's not going to be fixed today.
What? What about the washer?
I don't know about the washer.
Well, then you sit down and talk. We're talking about St. Donna and the dump, but you weren't there. So you get to fill dead air with some story.
I don't know what to talk about. I'm really upset right now.
Hang on. Hang on, little lady.
Hold on, people, 1 second.
No, not hold on. You get to talk now. Go.
I don't know what to talk about.
I'll talk about how great I am.
So when we got back from Oregon, I did a couple loads of laundry, and all of a sudden the dryer stopped spinning. Thought it was probably the belt, but the service guy just told me that it's the motor, and of course he doesn't have that on his truck. He said that he has to order the part, and that the part will be here in 2 to 3 days, but I will not have a dryer until next week now. So another week doing this, and it's getting really frustrating. And Briggs is leaving, and I've got to get some laundry done. So this isn't going to be fun. I'm not happy about this at all. This is, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll have to see. So anyways, this is not good. I can't believe how hard it is to be without a dryer. And it's cold outside. And I would put stuff on a clothesline, but I don't know. I don't know what to do. I've been hanging stuff all around the house, which is kind of funny. I'm hanging it everywhere, putting it on hangers and putting it all around there. But I don't know. Guess I got to get creative somehow and figure this out. But what a day, people. What a day. Damn. I'm at the point where I'd rather just go buy a dryer and put it back in. You know what? I always wanted 2 dryers. I have to tell you, I always wanted 2 dryers with the 8 kids. So much laundry when you have 10 people living in the house, and it always seemed like the wash got done first. So it would have been awesome to have 2 dryers that you could just put one in and have it going, and then when that next one was done, you have the next one going, so it was constantly going. But I never had 2 dryers. But if you have a really big family and you can buy 2 dryers and have the money to buy 2 dryers, I highly recommend it. It would make the laundry go a lot faster. Even if you have your kids doing, like all my kids started doing their laundry by about the time they were 13. And it always seemed that somebody was slowing down the process because they had their clothes in the dryer. Again, that would have solved the problem. But I have a problem right now that I have to figure out. Laundromat, go to St. Donna's all day. And I appreciate going over to St. Donna and their house. I do. But you know how it is that if you put laundry in the laundry and in the dryer, you can still do stuff around the house. I can still work on Gen X Talk stuff, you know. But when I'm over there, it's just makes it difficult. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? The other thing is, what if I went and bought a dryer today? Would they deliver it the same day? I don't think so. I don't think they do that anymore, do they? If I went and bought a dryer? I don't know. We'll have to see. He's going to come back here in a minute. We'll see what's going to say. But it seems like I'm not going to have a dryer for another week. That just sucks ass right now. Absolutely. Not a happy camper. Oh, man. I don't know. Any suggestions, anybody? Probably not. We've all been in this situation. I know. But just I don't like it. She's coming back. I'm waiting for you. Come back in.
All right, I'm back in.
Okay.
So did you entertain everybody?
I was just telling him how I'm like frustrated right now.
Yeah, well, it's your fault.
Everything today's been my fault.
Well, you know what? I'm not sugarcoating shit right now. This is on you. Because, see, I talked to the guy. Got pictures. Guy's name is Zach. Fucking cool cat fixing the dryer. You know what happened to the dryer? Normally just the belt breaks, the belt falls off. There's a motor that drives a belt that spins the drum, and your clothes tumble around. The end of the motor is broke off. The end of the motor is sheared off. Would you like to know why?
Yeah, I want to know why.
Because somebody puts 47 fucking wet towels in there, or those big bed sheets, those big comforters, those big blankets, and overloads that dryer with such heavy stuff. When that motor starts up, it strains the end of the shaft. Until eventually, after a couple years of doing this, the heavy weight of all the wet, massive stuff. And I've seen you put it in there. You stuff that thing in there where the door doesn't even close.
No, I don't.
You stuff it in there, top to bottom, front to back, where you can barely close the dryer door.
You are such a liar.
And then you hit go, and eventually that little motor broke the shaft off the end
No,
of it.
you're lying.
Really?
I don't do that.
Then you tell me how the end of the motor broke the shaft.
No, but we moved it.
What does that have to do with anything?
We moved it when we moved.
Yeah.
Well,
It's you and your 700 pounds of wet towels.
you're so,
So anyway, he's also leveling out making sure it's just the leveling on the
doesn't
washer.
matter, does it?
Yeah.
Can't do wash.
Yes, you can, because I've walked out of the studio before and there have been clothes hanging all over the house. There's clothes hanging on the doors. There's clothes hanging on makeshift clotheslines, which I got to hand it to you. You didn't let it stop you. You know, you did. You got things done just like our old school grandparents would, or if you're in college, you hang stuff everywhere you can and turn up the heater in the house. You didn't let it stop you. I'll give you that. Are you here? Are you here? Hello?
No, I'm really upset
At what?
because now it's another week.
Well, yeah, but it's just a dryer. We could figure it out. It's just a dryer. It's not that big a deal. So where was I? I forgot what story I was telling. Oh, the dump story. So St. Donna had said, you just go down the road like you normally do to go home. And instead of turning left on Orchard, you keep going. Problem is, we don't turn left on Orchard. There is no Orchard there. That's not the name of the street, and we don't turn left. We turn right. We turn right on a street to go home. And she goes, yeah, you don't turn left on Orchard. Just keep going straight. Go all the way down. The street jogs, and it goes all the way down to the end. I don't remember the name of the road, but it's got a church on the end. You turn left at the church and take it all the way to the end where the dump is. Then she tells me the same story again. Still with the left, don't turn left on Orchard. Go to the very end. Go to where the church is and turn left. So when the Sun Valley Fox finally comes up to me and says, do you know how to get to the dump? I go, well, St. Donna told me, but I'll let her tell you. And the dryer guy, he's at the door. All right, Zach, what's the story, my man?
Got fairly level, I believe.
Far out.
Not shaking over the place.
He's giving me some repairs from the distance. Jennick's mom went out there.
Usually,
No, leave it open.
Okay, sorry.
usually majority of the time,
I can hear them talking. He's explaining. She's really upset. Just so you guys know, she'd hate me for telling you, but she's not going to listen to this podcast. But she's over in the chair. She's now welling up with tears because her dryer's going to be another week out. I don't know when she became such a baby about shit. She used to be a lot tougher than that. Maybe it's old age.
some of these drivers done for the time being.
Hear them talking?
Help, because if you're watching close here, don't walk
Dum, 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 dum.
there and watching over, recommending another drain spin. It cuts your driving time.
There we go. Now he's given her instructions on the weight and spinning heavy things twice before they go into the dryer, because that's fucked up the dryer with super heavy stuff.
This is my job.
So he probably deals with upset women who are crying all the time. So cool guy, goes named Zach. Straightforward, young kid, seems to know his job, got a bunch of tools with him, knew right what he was doing, real quick, fast and efficient. I'm digging this guy so far. All right. He talked about he's already got the part on order. He'll be here a few days, so about a week we'll be back in business. And until then, I'm sure I'm going to have clothes hanging all over the house. But, because the washer still works. You can still wash, you just can't dry. So anyway. All right, so he's leaving. That's good. Good news. We got it figured out now. But so Sun Valley Fox had come up, leaned in the same passenger side window and said, hey, do you know how to get to the dump? And I said, well, St. Donna told me. And then I told St. Donna, you tell the Sun Valley Fox. So she starts telling the same story, but this time she left out turning left on Orchard for some reason. And because the Sun Valley Fox would have stopped her and said, Orchard runs the same way. There is no left on Orchard. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that correction, but she just skipped over it for some reason. And then she gets to the end. She doesn't tell him about the church. She doesn't say anything about the church. She's told me twice about Orchard, twice about left turn, twice about the church. She left all that stuff out that I was questioning. So I said, well, what about the church? You didn't bring up the church this time. And Sun Valley Fox goes, what church? What are you talking about? And she tells me, shush, just shut up, be quiet, don't talk about the church. So I knew something was wrong there. But we did get there. We did get to the dump. Really weird, though. There's no dump there. There's no big hole in the ground. You know, every dump I've been to, there's either a big hole in the ground or there's piles of stuff, and they got these big D9 Caterpillars scraping stuff. There's none of that. There's none. And so I walk up, and the lady hands me this thing, and she goes, okay, really nice lady. She goes, now don't go to number 1, you go to number 2. And I said, okay, where's number 2? Is number 2 a road? Is it a driveway? Is it a gate? Is it a building? And she just goes, it's right up there. So I drive up along that way. Briggs and I see number 1 written on the side of this building. And there's just big holes in this building, and people are backing up these ramps and throwing all the stuff from their trucks through holes in a building. We drive around to the bottom. There's a big number 2. We drive in. We have to 12-point turn this truck and trailer inside of a building, and we're at the bottom of the pile. I'm unloading this trailer with Briggs, and I can look up about 12 feet in the air, and there's all these holes on one side of the building. People are throwing their shit over the edge. We're down where they're throwing it. That's was the dump part where we were at. I'm like, why are we down here? I could have backed my trailer up to one of those holes in the side of the building and be down here. That's where there's people next to me and stuff, and the guy working there looks at me and goes, well, they'll give anyone a license nowadays, won't they? And I looked, and he was looking right at me, and I looked at the way I was parked. I was a little crooked. I wasn't perfect, but I'm like, hey, man, that's the best I could do. It's fucking dark in here. And he's, oh, no, not you. I was talking about the other guy. And the other guy had like backed in, or he sideswiped a pole coming in with his truck. So he's talking about him, but we got it done. We got it figured out. We got the directions. We got the stuff done. Now I had to make a drive down to, I was supposed to meet Dr. Shadowlight. Dr. Shadowlight and the Banana Sauce Union loaned us a trailer, a covered trailer. I had my big car hauler trailer, and we had his trailer. So Briggs and I were running 2 truckloads of stuff up here from California back when we moved. It was time to give his trailer back. And so we were going to meet halfway. He was driving from somewhere in Texas, and I was driving from Nevada. We were going to meet in Flagstaff. We're going to be in Flagstaff, Arizona. That was about halfway for both of us. And so I started driving. I was leaving at like at 4 a.m. I had to go over to the Sun Valley Fox's house, the Foxhole, pick up the truck and trailer, and head out. I come back by the Loop Studios, grab the rest of my gear, and I'm sitting in the street feeling sick to my stomach. It's like 4 a.m, and I'm trailer's hooked up, I'm gassed up, I'm ready to go, got my fuel, and I just don't want to go. I'm sitting there going, God, am I sick? And I'm sitting in there in the street trying to feel better. And I don't want to go awake, and Gen X Mom's now back in the studio. And I said, I don't want to wake her up. Nothing she can do anyway. Although I learned if I wake my wife up and say, I'm sick to my stomach, she'll hand me something it's weird that she knows what type of sick I am. Because sometimes she'll give me medicine to drink. Sometimes she'll tell me, you're just fucking hungry. Here's a sandwich. And I eat the sandwich. I'm like, oh, I'm not sick anymore. A lot of times she gives me some weird gum. And I always go, you're giving me fucking gum? I don't remember what it is.
Ginger gum.
And it works. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that's a mom thing you have tucked away. I never remember that. And when I'm sick to my stomach, you give me some of that. I'm like, wow, I actually feel better really fast.
Yes.
But I didn't want to wake you up at 4 a.m. So I'm like, all right, I'll just go. So it's still black outside. I take off. I head down 395 out of Minden, Gardnerville, heading over the hills, and I'm sick again really bad. I pull over. It's kind of just it's not even like a registered pullout for cars, but it's big enough, where you could put a few trucks there. I'm following this river. I'm in this canyon. It's still
I know.
pitch
I was
black.
tracking you, and
I had to stop.
I had no idea where you're going.
I had to stop, and I get out and I'm walking around and I'm thinking, am I going to throw up? I'm not going to throw up. And I shut off the truck and got out, and it's pitch black. And man, I'm hearing animal noises I've never heard before. Now, I have learned recently that there are a certain type of a cat, like maybe a bobcat or a mountain lion, but something along that lines, and they sound like a bird when they do a kind of a growling, high pitched, and the sound. People think it's a bird. I'm hearing that. I'm hearing a bird noise going. I've never heard a bird like that. And all of a sudden, I remember those videos I saw. I go, wait, that's not a bird. That's a fucking cat, like a big cat, one that would eat me. So now I'm sick on the side of the road. I'm trying not to get back in the truck because I don't want to throw up. I can't see anything. And the mountains are black. The forest is black. I can hear the river running on the other side of the road. There's no cars going by. And I want to get back in the truck, but I'm sick. But I want to stay outside in case I need to be sick outside. But yet this cat bird noise is getting closer. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to throw up in the truck. I don't care. I'm not going to get eaten on the side of the road. So I jump back in the truck and I take off. I didn't throw up in the truck. I have no idea what this noise was. Now I want to go listen to all the cat noises until I find it's a very distinct in my memory, man. I will know exactly it. If I hear it again on tape, I will know exactly what this is. I was outside a long time listening to that. So now I'm heading down 395. I'm going to cut across the 120. And 120 basically goes east because I'm trying to work my way over to the 95, head down into Tonopah and go through Vegas that way. But I got to go over the 120, then I got to get on the 6. But the 120 and the 6 I've never been on before, so, I'm taking my time.
We got to take it.
Yeah. I've never been that way. It's kind of cool to take new roads. So I'm on the 120, but I'm heading east, and it's kind of windy up and down. And now the sun's coming up just over the hills, and it's right in my eyes. I mean, the worst you could ever have in your eyes. So there's actually ups and downs. I have to stop and have my dark glasses on. I got my visor. I'm holding my hand, blocking the sun, trying to see where the lines of the road are. You creep through and you go on for a little bit. You go slow. I came up around this one corner and, again, couldn't see. So I'm on the brake, slowing down, and I turn the corner and start to drop down. And there are 30 or 40 horses right there in the road. Yeah. I mean, I hit the brakes in a panic, but it turns out, I wasn't that close, but I didn't know. Maybe there's one horse right next to me. I didn't know. So I skid to a stop, and now I can see a little better. These horses aren't even moving.
No, probably not.
They're just sitting there in the road looking at me like, what's up? I'm like, can you move? That's when I got my camera, and I started filming it for you. I'm like, I'm not kidding there. So I took a bunch of pictures. I took my camera out the window and I'm holding it going, look at all the fucking horses.
Yelling at them and telling them to move? Were you honking?
I'm honking the horn. I'm going, come on, let's go. Let's move.
They didn't move.
They start moving a little bit. And there's two groups. There's a group of like white and pale horses. And then there's a group of dark brown horses. The pale ones finally move out of the way. The dark brown ones aren't moving at all. I roll up close. I'm like, come on, let's go. I'm actually going to put this up on the member site. If you guys are part of Patreon, Gen X Talks Patreon, I'm going to show you guys this video. I'm going to post it. And I'm like, could you guys go? Staff's already seen some of it, but I gotta show the whole thing. They finally move, and I'm just about to take off. And I know I'm not going to be going very fast. I'm from a dead stop, and I'm pulling a trailer. But there's two small baby ponies off to the right that didn't cross the street with the rest of them.
Oh, great.
And I thought, okay, maybe if I start going, they'll just stay there until I'm done. And for some reason, my brain thought, you know what? They're going to come trotting across right as I'm going, and they're going to try to jump across right into the truck or between the trailer and the truck. And I'm thinking, I don't want to hurt the horses.
Right.
So I'm sitting there and I'm moving up. And just about when I'm going to go, they come darting across the road. So I hit the brakes again and they trotted across. And I was like, okay, we're good. I looked really carefully. No more horses. I looked at the other ones to make sure they weren't coming back. And then I took off. But yeah, I almost ran. If I wouldn't have been slowing down, I might have hit them. And if it would have been noon, I probably would have just gone around that corner at 30 or 45 miles an hour like you do. I was going super slow because I couldn't see. I would have hit him. I don't think I'd have had time to stop. It was on a blind curve.
Wow.
So I'm lucky that it was in the morning, and I'm lucky that I was going slow. So now I'm on the 120, I'm on the 6, and I need gas, but I got like, maybe a little bit over a quarter of a tank, but on my map, there's 6 towns. And I remember calling you going, hey, the horses and stuff. And you're looking at your map going, yeah, there's like 5 or 6 towns. All those towns turned out to be
Ghost towns.
was a sign. It was a sign that like, here's where this town used to be. And you're looking around, there's nothing there. It's literally just a sign. No population. I'm like, fuck. Next town, just a sign. Well, now I'm on the 6, and I'm telling you that I'm running out of gas. I got to get to the 95 and turn south and head towards Tonopah. The sign comes up and says Tonopah is 91 miles, and my truck says 100 miles till empty. I was like, okay, for me, we're cutting that a little close.
Yeah, you think? You like that, though.
So I got there, coasted in on fumes, found a Love's gas station. And our experience with Love's has been that big one in Valencia, or Castaic. Been there a long time, not as clean as you'd like. A little bit, the clientele, and they don't keep it up. I'm telling you what, this Love's had a sign that says, we will keep this place immaculate.
Well, we stopped at that one in Klamath Falls coming back from Oregon, and it was a brand new one.
Right. This one looked brand new. And there was a guy pressure washing, a Love's company truck that was pressure washing the driveway and the sidewalks. Everything inside was being wiped down by the people that worked there. Huh. I mean, I was impressed at their commitment to how clean, not just the bathrooms, the gas station, the pumps, the sidewalk, everything was great. I'm like, far out, man. I even stopped there on my way back through just because of that.
That's cool.
So I got there, got gas, got my pretzels and water, and headed down on the road. And Dr. Shadowlight, now remember, I'm still hours away. I'm way behind because of the horses. I'm way behind because I'm sick. And Dr. Shadowlight is going to be obviously waiting for me in Flagstaff, Arizona. I get to Vegas, so I'm still, 4, 5 hours, 6 hours away, whatever it is, from Flagstaff, and he's there.
He's in Vegas, right?
He drove all the way up to meet me there.
That's cool.
And so he took a big chunk off of what I was doing. And I'm posting on the Dayton thread. For those of you that were in Discord, if you guys are part of the Gen X Talks Discord server, it's free. But on the Dayton thread, I'm posting as I go along. I'm posting the horses. I'm posting that I'm scared about the noises. I'm posting that I'm running out of gas. I'm posting there's no towns. I mean, I'm just giving you guys the update as we go. There's people watching along, playing along from there, from with the home version of Discord.
Where you're at.
That's right. So then I get down to Vegas and we do the truck thing, exchange the trailer. And then I find out later Briggs, his lazy ass, didn't take everything of ours out of the trailer. Dr. Shadowlight just got a very nice collection of shot glasses.
Yes, exactly.
And some other stuff.
I was wondering where that was.
Yeah, well, it's in Texas. So he's going to send our stuff back. I got a hitch and a couple of things we're going to send to him this week, and we'll exchange those. But he went out of his way. Not only did he let us borrow the trailer for that long period of time, but he drove way out of his way to help us get it back. So
appreciate that.
I'm still going to talk some shit about the Banana Sauce Union because I think the Banana Sauce Union is kind
of cool.
But the president of their company, the elected official, is pretty cool. So Dr. Shadowlight, he made the extra drive, drove all the way back through to Flagstaff, drove all the way back through to Texas, and got back to his life. He's got a job, he's got a wife, he's got stuff he's got to do. It's a big inconvenience for him to do that. I offered him some cash to help him out for the drive, the gas. He didn't take it. In fact, he actually wanted me to take the money I was going to give him
and give it to me.
No, he did not say that. He said
I take back that Dr. Shadowlight's cool. Okay.
So he actually said, take it and help. If you know somebody that needs help getting to the Vegas event in January,
oh, cool.
Apply that towards them. So I said, that's so weird. Because I do know someone that's having trouble getting to Vegas.
Us.
Me.
Just kidding.
I said, I'm having trouble. So you actually made me a hotel reservation because I was going to try to turn around and come back.
Yeah, you kept telling me that.
And
I think that was a good idea.
No, you're sick. What if the thing that convinced me to stay is you said, all right, you're feeling kind of okay now, but what if an
4
hour
hours in.
Yeah, 2 or 3 hours in, you get really sick again. Now there's no hotel.
Right.
Now there's no place to stay. Now you're back on the 120 to 6 or something.
And you're in the truck.
Yeah. And I went, all right, so I'll stay. Did not have a good night there. We talked on the phone. It was miserable, but I did get a night's sleep, got a shower, got back in the morning and took off. And you had me go a different way back home. You had me come all the way up the 95, which doubles up as the 6 for a little bit, doubles up as the 93.
Tonopah to Urington.
Yeah. You were having me go and then cut across into Urington. And
come up from the south.
Right, which was cool. That was a good drive.
Yeah.
But you kept busting my balls on the drive.
Okay.
Because I'm off the beat and you checked on me and I'm not on my way.
I'm like, you never follow directions.
No. And you're like, and you called me. You're like, what are you doing? You're in some little town like Mina. You're on a side street. Now you're on another side street. And you now, because you're tracking me.
I'm like,
and I'm like, wait, I'm just looking around. And you got mad. You're like, you're looking at cars and trucks again.
Yeah. I knew that was going to happen.
Because these little towns, if you just drive off the beaten path, there's guys out there that got 10 square bodies in their front yard and they're not even doing nothing with them. They're not for
I
sale.
don't even want to hear about it.
I'm just saying.
I don't even want to hear about it.
There was one that was for sale
Here we
right.
go. I said I didn't want to hear about it.
There's one for sale right on the road. I just stopped to look at it. I talked to the old boy. He was sitting on his porch when I walked up to the truck. He came walking out.
Uh-huh.
He just was coming out to see what I was doing. And I was looking. It wasn't really what I wanted, like a 19, I guess it was 75.
Yeah, but you stopped.
I did stop.
Why weren't you on the way home to me? All this talk of, I don't want to spend the night without you. I want to be home with you. But no, you pull off on the side of the road for a truck.
First of all, if I had ever said those things, I would never say that in front of my friends out loud. So don't tell people that I say
You
that.
did say it in front of friends out loud. You put it in the staff thread.
Oh, yeah, I did, huh?
Yeah, you told everybody. It doesn't matter now.
I must have been really sick. I was out of my mind. I was delirious.
Everybody on staff knows that you said you wanted to get home to Gen X mom.
Yeah, okay, so a little soft spot.
So you did tell your friends.
Little soft spot for the general, a little
Not
bit.
Not that soft because you're stopping for a truck.
It had a step side bed that was about 12 feet long. I don't think I'd ever seen. You and I have seen a lot of step side beds, but they're always short. Never seen one that long. Even the guy who owned it said he had never seen one that long, the step side that had a long bed. It was too much money. Wasn't what I was looking for. I'm not interested, but I wanted to see it anyway. Anyway, drove home, got up through Urington, came through Smith Valley. Life is great.
On the 208.
On the 208. Because you take the 208. Someone put a sign up on the side of the road that says, life is great on the 208. And I always think that's cool because then you're close to home also. And I was dropping little things to the Sun Valley Fox when I was in Goldfield, when I was in Tonopah. So he was keeping an eye on me. And I made it home. I didn't feel sick. I was actually getting better, but I am thankful looking back. I didn't want to spend the money for the room that night, but I'm sure glad you did it and told me to stay because I don't think I'd have made it back. I think
agree.
I'd have been sick worse on the side of the road.
Well, at least you're getting smarter in your old age. Sort of. Kind of.
So we're doing, because I was going to talk about Dr. McDreamy real quick. I have a question to ask you.
You already talked about Dr. McDreamy.
Oh, in the interview process? And
No.
the 10 good, 10 bad things?
No.
Oh, well, then, with your permission,
No.
Dr.
No.
McDreamy Part 2. But before we do, I have a question.
What's that?
How come when Dr. McDreamy takes care of people, they're a patient? Why aren't they a customer? I mean, aren't they a customer? You're paying to do something. I mean, if you go to an auto shop, you're a customer. If you go to a bakery, you walk up, you're a customer. If even if you have somebody do yard work, they're a gardener, you're their customer. How come when it comes to a doctor or a dentist, you're not a customer? Why is it different that all of a sudden you're a patient with them?
Because you're receiving health care?
So? You're still receiving a service for money. Just a question. Why is it patient? And how come when you're a doctor like Dr. McDreamy, he has a medical practice? Isn't he supposed
done practicing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't he a trained professional at that point? He's got his certifications, he's got his degree, he's done his internship. How come lawyers do that too? They have a law practice. If I hung a sign outside of my mechanic shop and said mechanical practice, no one would come there No one would say, you're not practicing on my car. I want someone who knows what they're doing. But it's okay for a doctor to have a practice, and they're a patient. What if I told people your car is a patient? They'd say, no, that sounds expensive. I just want to be a customer.
Okay.
I'm asking, seriously.
I don't know. Ask him.
Like he's going to know.
He probably does. That's probably step 101 of classes.
If you ask Dr. McDreamy, he'd go, we call him patients because we have to have a lot of patience dealing with you
Amen.
assholes.
Yeah, especially you.
No, I am the best
No.
customer
No.
for a doctor ever.
No.
You know, and after all is said and done, and Dr. McDreamy listens to this entire podcast, you know what he's going to say? Fine.
That I'm right.
No, he's going to say, fine, you're a customer, but you didn't bring me donuts or a pizza when I fixed you.
Exactly.
There's the difference between, I'm going to say, well, I'm a patient, not a customer. If I was a customer, I'd have brought you donuts. You call me a patient. I'm just saying there's difference. So I'm getting really tired of waiting for you and Christine Matlock to get interviews set up. You guys, she has some she's supposed to be doing. You have some you're supposed to be doing. Nothing's getting done. Everyone's sitting around fiddle-dicking. So I just called Dr. McDreamy and said, what days are you available?
Well,
I called the studio, called Thomas down there. We found the matchup. I got him booked now. So November 4th, I'm going downtown to Reno to the studio. We're doing 2 interviews with Dr. McDreamy. One, we're going to continue the one about his boxing career.
Yes.
Which is fucking huge and amazing. We did the first one, but we're going to tee off on that and get into some of the more of the interesting parts and the events he's been to, because I think it's fascinating how he's worked himself. 23 years he's worked hard, because in Reno, you're the stepchild to Vegas. Vegas, like, we don't care about Reno. We don't want to know about Reno. And if you're a doctor, a boxing doctor, a sports medicine guy in Reno, they don't give a shit. He had to grind out for years to earn his spot and never miss a chance when they said, all right, you want to come down and do an event? You know, and even if it was a shitty event, he said yes. And he kept saying yes, and he kept going, and he took time. And he put in 23 years to become one of the top 4 fight doctors in Las Vegas. He's now earned that spot. I want to know more about that. We talked about how he got there, but also on the medical side, I want to do the medical one. I want him to give me 10 things he wishes all Americans would quit eating. I want him to give me 10 things that everybody should eat. Just give me 10 things we should avoid. Like, I already know the number one. I asked him one day, I said, if you could just stop all Americans from one food, one thing, what would it be? He said soda. He said, without a doubt, soda is the one thing that is the most destructive. If I could get every person in the country to quit one thing, it would be soda, and everybody would feel better. Well, I want 10 of those. I want 10 things you should avoid. Okay. And then I want 10 things that if he could get 10 things you should eat, just give me those 10. But that goes into the medical thing. Like, I want to ask him, how come your body gets immune to stuff? How come you can, like, when you're young and you drink cups of coffee, you're wired. But when you get into your 30s and 40s, it takes 4 cups of coffee to get the same, you know, to try to pick me up. How does that actually work? How does it mechanically, how does it physically work in your body when you get immune to something? Why do you have to switch drugs? If you have a pain medicine, why do some doctors go, well, we're going to take you off this drug, pain medicine, and put you on a different one because your body's used to that one? How does your body get used to anything where it doesn't work? I don't understand how that works. But I want to ask Dr. McDreamy those questions and put them on the interview, because those are kind of nuts and bolts things that are important, that I think that I really want to get into. And I've reserved it for a couple hours, but if he's got longer and we can go longer, I'll rent that studio for longer to go further with it, because it's that interesting and people are dying to know those things.
Cool.
You know, about that stuff. So
cool.
I will also ask him about what's the difference between a patient and a customer, because
you have to know.
I do got to know. There was other stuff we were going to talk about. We talked about that. We talked about them looking at it. And you brought up that thing today about chemtrails. I know chemtrails are real. I can see them.
Right.
But you said that like the Trump administration or somebody figured out that they actually are making us sick.
Yes.
It's no longer a conspiracy theory.
I didn't have time to look it all up to get all the accurate information today.
And my first thing would be, why would someone want to make us sick? And if your answer was, well, they're trying to make us sick, so we have to go to the hospital. So the hospitals are hiring airplanes to dump poison?
I don't
The
know.
drug companies? I mean, who would
That's
do
your
that?
conspiracy theory
Well,
for this week.
I want to know if that's really true. Why are they doing it?
We'll talk about it on Off the Record.
All right. Well, I'm still trying to figure that out.
Okay.
Shower glass. Da-dum-bum-ba-dum-dum-dum. I think that's about it for today. We had some interruptions from the dryer guy.
Yep.
And what did he tell you exactly, the dryer guy? Dryer guy Zach. What did he say?
He said the motor broke on it.
And you didn't ask him how long to get a new one?
Yes, he
Seems
said
like
2 to 3 days to get a new thing. He wanted
Yeah.
to know if he could deliver it here, and then they're going to call and reschedule for another appointment. It's probably a week or 2 out before he'll be back.
And that's the part that upset you?
Very.
I got to tell you, you used to be a lot tougher about stuff like that. Stuff like that, you kind of rolled with it. It didn't bother you as much. I'm not sure why you're being such a big baby right now. And you wonder why guys walk around slapping you.
Wow.
Just slapping the sense back into you, I tell you.
No.
Well, he'll get it fixed. It'll be okay. If we have to do some finagling around here, if that's the biggest problem in our life is our dryer broke, we're doing okay. Because there's people out there with real problems, and
Yeah.
having a broken dryer isn't the worst thing that's ever happened. Also, for those of you listening, we're changing up the World Show a little bit. We took a phone call last time on the World Show yesterday. We took a phone call talking about some stuff, immigration, things you like, things you don't like. Talked about some of Trump's policies and things going on. That person who called, the name was Laura. She kind of agreed with we were both on the same side of most of the issues, but I wouldn't mind if someone disagreed who called. So again, if you're thinking about calling in, it's 805-460-5603. Send me a text, because there'll be 10 of you that do that, and I'll have to look through which ones, and I'll call you back. Don't just call the show. Text in 805-460-5603. And that's the same with Off the Record. We call you guys about paranormal stories. We have a new show. It's on every 7 o'clock Los Angeles time on Wednesday evenings, and we just talk about ghost stories, paranormal, alien, Area 51. Guy wants to talk about, he texted in to 805-460-5603, is convinced 9/11 was an inside job. It says he can prove it.
Okay. Well, we'll have to wait and see.
So that's on the Off the Record show. But you guys text in. Don't be afraid to just text, and we can text back and forth and talk about it. If you don't want to call in or be on the show, I'll just mention your name and what your position is. If you do, we'll give you a forum. We'll let you talk about some stuff. So it was new for the World Show, but it seemed to work out well. We've been doing it on Off the Record. That's working out well. I'm digging the way those two shows are going. So it should be a lot of fun. Just write that down. Even if you don't have a story, if you know someone who does, give them the number. Let them text me. I'll talk to anybody. I don't care. And it should be a lot of fun. So it is Briggs' birthday today. Everyone tell Briggs happy birthday. Put it in Discord in the main chat. You guys know his email. It's briggs@genxtalks.com.
Or Gen Z
Or
Kid.
Gen Z Kid. I think it's Gen Z Kid. Well, he changed it to Briggs. Both still work. He has an alias. Briggs@genxtalks.com or GenZKid@genxtalks.com. Send him a little birthday wish. And he turned 20 today. He's doing well. He's doing much better than he was a year ago. He still has some growing up to do, but he's tackling it every day. He's really trying hard, so I can't fault him for that. I'm proud of him for the work he's doing, and I'm proud of him for being willing to take off to New York across the country for 4 to 6 weeks. I have other kids that would have not done that at 20.
Agreed.
Would have been scared to death and said, nope, not doing it. So anyway, that's it. I think we're done. I think we've covered all the notes. Now, without cheating, how long have we gone? It's long
With all
today.
that, an
Yeah.
hour 45.
Hour 43. Wow. That's pretty damn close. I think you're pretty close to that. That's not bad. That's pretty. That's
been a
pretty.
while.
It's been a minute on that. So, all right. So here's the deal. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.
We got to get out of here. We got to make Mama feel better. I'm going to spend the next hour rubbing her belly and giving her kisses and running my fingers through her hair, telling her everything's going to be okay, because it will be. It'll all pan out. A month from now, she's not going to give a shit about the drought. She'll be crying about something else, but I got to get her through one set of tears before I can get her through the second set. Thank you guys for listening in. Thank you guys for going along with us on this. It was an extra long show with some dead spots, but we got through it the best we could. We really appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for listening in. Not sure where you're chiming in from around the country, AM, FM, Sirius XM, or perhaps you tuned in on the Armed Service Radio Network. Remember 2 things in life. Number 1, wherever you go, there you are. And number 2, I'll catch you guys on the flip side, because I'm out, baby.
Bye-bye.
I got to go.